6 basic practices. 1. Sit cross-legged with back straight. For those who don't know, just sit for 1 minute. Older people can lean against the wall. If you can't cross your legs, you can practice by following these steps. The practitioner sits on a brick, then presses both knees down to the floor to get used to it. Once used to it, remove the brick. The practitioner sits in half lotus position, with one leg resting on the thigh. The left or right leg depends on the practitioner's preference. Once familiar, the practitioner switches legs. When the practitioner is used to sitting in half lotus position, he or she can start practicing sitting in full lotus position. Remember, when sitting cross-legged, bending your legs is very painful. But, after 1 minute, you can endure it. Gradually, you get used to it, and after 1 minute, the practitioner overcomes it and no longer feels pain. Then gradually increase the time by minutes, and keep increasing, sitting for 8 hours straight without any pain or numbness in your legs. At that time, sitting day and night is still peaceful. When you start sitting, remember to think, sitting cross-legged with back straight, I know I am sitting cross-legged with back straight, contemplating abandoning greed, contemplating abandoning anger, contemplating abandoning ignorance. When you finish sitting, think, stop, I know I am stopping, contemplate greed, contemplate anger, contemplate ignorance. Those who can sit normally. Your arms can be placed however you like, as long as it is comfortable. When you first start practicing, sit cross-legged with your back straight. Don't close your eyes. Closing your eyes will cause you to fall into a state of thought and become a sleepy monk. Just open your eyes normally and look at a point that is within your field of vision. Don't think about anything. Don't look around. At first, we practice to get our mind used to sitting, so that we no longer feel pain in our legs. Even if we sit for 8 hours or more, our legs will still not go numb. After our mind gets used to sitting, we can then combine our practice with all the methods we want. We sit cross-legged with our back straight, practice mindfulness of breathing, practice mindfulness of thought, practice clear concentration. You can practice any method you want. 2. Solitary. Living alone is to get used to the 6 senses and not be attracted or enticed by the 6 objects. Practitioners should know, living alone here means living alone in the mind, not living alone in the scene, even though we are alone. If we still talk to ourselves, our mind is directed outward, then we are not yet alone. How to practice? Every time I sit in a closed room for 10 minutes, I don't talk, don't listen, don't know, don't see, don't think about anything. Whatever is happening outside, I don't care. When starting, the intention, living alone, I know I am living alone, contemplating greed, contemplating anger, contemplating ignorance. Time out, intention, stop, I know I am stopping, contemplate greed, contemplate anger, contemplate ignorance. At first it was very difficult, not at all peaceful. The mind kept wavering. After a long time, the mind got used to it, then gradually increased the time, 15 minutes. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Stay in your room all the time, don't talk to anyone. After more than 6 months, living alone is easy. To keep oneself still, practitioners can watch TV, listen to music. But remember, watch just to watch, listen just to listen. Practitioners always pay attention to what they practice so that their mind becomes familiar. Don't pay attention to the TV. If you pay attention to the TV, your mind will be addicted to the TV and music, which will make your practice unsuccessful. After a while we can tie ourselves up. Now we give up watching TV, listening to music, or playing games, and focus our mind on practicing to familiarize our mind with the Buddha's teachings. Remember to practice to make your mind familiar, natural and leisurely. Don't let your mind fall into repression. 3. Mindfulness of breathing. See the article 1 Practice, Practice 1 Practice. Attach link below description. At first, I was not used to it, so I just watched out for the middle. We do not pay attention to our breathing. After a while, we will get used to it. When we get used to it, when we breathe, we clearly feel the breath going in and out of the philtrum. If at first it is difficult to feel the philtrum, the practitioner can place one finger on the philtrum and feel. When the feeling is familiar, do not place your hand there anymore. Practicing according to the true Dharma is not constrained, it is not a problem. Practicing according to the true Buddha Dharma is natural, very natural. Let go so that your mind can be at ease and peaceful. Absolutely no restraint, no worries at all. Only then will the mind be comfortable, accepting and happy with us. 4. Long distance walking meditation. See the article Long Distance Walking. Attach link below description. 5. Clear thinking. After each practice session, for example, walking meditation for a long time, the practitioner should stop and rest. Do not think or move at all, sit still and practice being motionless for 1 minute. There is no need to sit cross-legged, it is better if you can sit. When starting, the intention, clear concentration, I am practicing clear concentration, contemplating greed, contemplating anger, contemplating delusion. Time out, intention, stop, I know I am stopping, contemplate greed, contemplate anger, contemplate ignorance. Why practice clear concentration after each practice? Because after finishing the practice, we must keep the mind calm to absorb. The mind needs time to remember the practice. And during the practice, concentration arises, we need to be quiet to let the concentration accumulate in our body. This practice is very difficult, because, how can our mind not think? How can our body not move, when we are an active person? So, we practice for 1 minute to get the mind used to it. When the mind is used to it, gradually increase it so that the mind is not inhibited. To put it more clearly, clear concentration is to relax the whole body and just breathe. If the practitioner can practice for 1 hour every day, the joy of enlightenment will appear before him. 6. Eat vegetarian 1 meal a day. First of all, the practitioner must practice being a vegetarian. From childhood to adulthood, we eat animal flesh, our minds are used to it, we cannot give it up. We eat anything strange, our minds reject it and it makes us feel insecure, restless, lethargic, and have negative thoughts. For example, if a practitioner is used to eating rice with fish sauce, now he feels uncomfortable eating rice with soy sauce. The practitioner followed the master's instructions exactly, and after 3 months, the practitioner became a vegetarian and no longer craved animal life. From then on, the practitioner's heart of compassion, love, and forgiveness naturally began to blossom. And his disposition began to become gentle and lovable. Every day, every night, at any time, the practitioner always, regularly and persistently thinks, I want to be vegetarian. Then think, they want to live like us too. Or vegetarianism is good medicine. Or eating animal lives is barbaric, cruel, disgusting, and smells so bad. The teacher only suggests that the practitioner must create his own composition to suit his mind, then the mind will be interested in accepting it. After a period of time, the mind will absorb this intention, and then at some point, the practitioner will be inspired to become a vegetarian. The practitioner will be surprised. Why does my vegetarian food taste so good? The practitioner will no longer feel restless or uncomfortable. After a few weeks, the mind gets used to it and automatically the practitioner no longer likes to eat animal lives. At that time, the practitioner feels disgusted when seeing people eating animal lives. Remember, the practitioner just eats normally as usual and must pay attention until the mind gets used to it. Only then will the practitioner's vegetarian diet have long-term effects. Once one is able to become a vegetarian, the practitioner should gradually reduce each meal. Just practice constantly, regularly and continuously to make the mind familiar. When the mind is familiar, then we can easily practice fasting at each meal and eat one meal a day. Remember, intention is easy to get bored, but we have to do it, because that is what we remind the mind to get used to. When the mind gets used to our commands, then we will be surprised. We have mastered the mind. Suppose the practitioner is eating 4 meals a day. Continue eating 4 meals as usual, but always think, I want to eat 3 meals a day. After a few months of the mind getting used to the intention, the practitioner starts skipping 1 meal and still eats 3 meals a day. Which meal to skip depends on each person's individual circumstances. During the time of practice, if we skip a meal and feel uncomfortable, we have the right to eat fruit or cake. After that, we intend to skip the snack. When we skip the snack, we have already practiced. After a few months, if you feel comfortable eating 3 meals a day, if you are not comfortable, wait a little longer, there is no discomfort, then think, I want to eat 2 meals a day. So we gradually reduce it, until we only eat 1 meal a day. We choose a time that suits us and always eat at that time, not necessarily at 12 noon. When practicing eating 1 meal a day, if you are thirsty, just drink water, but don't worry. Because, when you eat 1 meal a day skillfully, naturally a lot of saliva will appear, helping you not to be thirsty anymore. When practicing eating, always think, everything is powder. I chew thoroughly, it is clearly powder, and it tastes sweet. Then everything I eat will be delicious. At this stage, the practitioner will clearly see, I am no longer hungry, no longer craving anything. No longer anxiously waiting for mealtime, that is success. Meaning, if it's past time and I still don't feel hungry, then I've succeeded. At that time, the practitioner feels holy, he no longer desires anything. Although he no longer desires anything, he is very at peace and happy alone. The principle of Buddhism is that he plays with himself and he is happy with himself. It is when we are advancing that we win over ourselves. Very wonderful. Things to remember. 1. Before practicing any dharma, we must have intention, and as soon as we stop, we must also have intention. For example, when we begin to practice sitting cross-legged, we think, I sit cross-legged, contemplating greed, contemplating anger, contemplating ignorance. Then we sit for exactly 1 minute, we stop, and we also think, I stop sitting, contemplate greed, contemplate anger, contemplate ignorance. Intention is to train the mind to listen to our commands. Thanks to the method of skillful intention, we can control the mind. Meaning, we practice slowly to master the mind. 2. Must practice exactly for the time we prescribe. For example, if we practice walking meditation for 10 minutes, we must stop after 10 minutes. Because at first, the time is too short, we can practice many times. 3. We must practice every day, just like we exercise. We practice like we are playing, don't care, don't worry, don't expect anything. Let it be natural, let the Buddha's teachings slowly enter our mind, making it an inescapable habit. Meaning, when practicing, we only pay attention to our body, we experience what appears on our body, how our body and mind change. This is the secret of practicing the Dharma. Elderly people, don't worry about anything, just keep practicing. When the time comes, naturally, you will let go easily. Without any attachments. Letting go at the right time is when you will attain enlightenment. 4. When practicing, if thoughts arise, ignore them, do not pay attention to them. When you practice regularly, the thoughts that arise will automatically change. Normally, when we practice, our body changes and our mood changes a lot. So, don't worry about anything, just practice. When you get used to it, everything will fall into place. 5. What you need to know is, the practitioner cultivates the mind, so do not care about other things like eating, wearing, living, sleeping. When the mind is familiar and bright, it will motivate the practitioner to practice diligently until success. Just like when we learn to cook, sew, arrange flowers, dance, play ball. At first, it was all chaos. After a while, we became skillful. Everything fell into place. If we want to sleep, we sleep. If we want to eat, we eat. But we have to know our limits. Don't let ourselves become blinded, addicted beyond cure. 6. We practice to train our mind to get used to and remember. Therefore, we practice at first for a very short time. When the mind is familiar, we gradually increase the time. Practice slowly to get the mind used to it, just like we practice for children to learn while playing. Never be impatient or rush to increase too quickly, or you will ruin the job. Until each practice is 1 hour, and the solitary practice must be 6 consecutive months. When this is achieved, then the practitioner has carefully prepared the luggage to join the holy monastic order. 7. After we have become familiar with the 6 basic methods, we then combine the methods into a practice. After each practice session, we must rest for a few minutes. When resting, we use clear concentration. Living alone, combined with sitting cross-legged, combined with mindfulness of breathing, combined with walking meditation, combined with clear concentration. The combination is designed by the practitioner according to his or her mood. At first, it is for a short time, and then, once familiar, the time is gradually increased, taking up all of our time. 8. When the right intention and the 6 basic dharmas are mature, and the practitioner who decides to enter the holy lineage to practice and attain the truth, must carefully read the Eightfold Path, the 12 links of dependent origination, the 37 factors of enlightenment, the scriptures of Master Thong Lak, the Nikaya Sutras to choose a dharma that is suitable for him, and only one dharma. Then embrace that dharma and practice it diligently in his mind to attain the fruit. Don't worry, you don't have to read it all. Just take your time. When we come to a certain dharma, our mind naturally awakens and our whole body vibrates in a very wonderful way. At that time, we take that dharma to practice, because that dharma is suitable for our own characteristics.